po, I will be presenting the part of integrated marketing communication. So we'll proceed to the topic of content marketing influencer partnerships and also measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns. Next po. So what is content marketing? Content marketing is a strategic marketing approach that involves creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and engage target audience. This strategy recognizes the pivotal role that content plays in establishing the connection with the potential customers. And fostering lasting relationship. This primary goal of content marketing is to provide information, entertainment, or other forms of value to your audience, which can ultimately lead to building brand awareness, fostering customer trust, and driving profitable customer actions such as purchases or subscriptions. We will notice din na sa ngayon po, during nowadays po ng panahon natin, masyado pong in demand po yung content marketing. So yung mga ginagamit po nating app like Spotify, TikTok, Canva, LinkedIn, part po siya ng content marketing, which is the company invest po para po makapag-strategize sila ng magandang content marketing sa mga customers po nila or sa mga tao. So the more po na namamarket nila or mas nagagamit po ng tao, mas kumikita po sila at mas marami pong gumagamit. The next slide po is makita po natin dito yung history po ng paano po ba nag-establish yung content marketing. So dati po 'di ba, ang nangyari po sa atin is traditional publicity lang po. So yung mga pagma-market po ng mga products is through TV po, radio, posters and magazines. So doon lang po sila nakakapag-market. So doon lang nakikilala yung mga products ng mga different companies. So this is very fatal po kasi syempre 'di ba po, kapag nakita po nila sa newspaper or magazine, bigla na sobrang limited lang po yung time na makikita nila, makakalimutin din po nila. So may times din po na konti lang din po talaga yung holds attention in a short time ng mga tao para doon. Then, nag-i-interrupt din po sila sa instead of offering of something valuable. Then, the other flaws din po is tends to be expensive, especially all if the campaigns are not successful. So, syempre po, yung sa TV, nag-invest po sila, medyo mahal po kasi yung bayad ng commercial. So, minsan po, di ba, kapag po, minsan, nakapokus po yung mga tao sa palabas, hindi naman po minsan sa patalas, tas minsan lang po pag-catchy yung commercial. Pero at the end of the day po, nakakalimutan din po nila. So ngayon po sa content marketing, mas nagbibigyan po tayo ng valuable information for all the content. Like for example, nagpo-provide po sila ng clients creating loyalty to the brand. So yung mga kliyente po through social media na bibigyan po nila ng service. Like for example, if may mga kailangan po yung mga customers nila na nasa-servan or na nagkakaroon po sila ng customer desk para po ma-support yung kailangan. Then nakapapakita din po sa vlogs or videos yung na-educate yung client, so they buy in the future. So kahit hindi po sila bumibili pa, at least continuous pa rin po yung marketing through vloggings and videos. So napapanood po nila yung consistently, napapalabas po sa mga videos na napapanood po natin in social media. So create a reciprocity among clients that may buy out of gratitude. So yung mga ganun po, dumadaan po dati po kasi 'di ba po in terms of grocery, doon lang po natin nakikita yung may mga bagong mga products usually dati po. Ngayon po kasi bago po ilabas na rin po dito sa mga grocery, nakikita na po natin kagad sa social medias. So mas alam po natin ano po yung mga kailangan natin bilhin at alam na natin para saan po yung purpose nun. Attract clients just by writing in your blog. So ito po yung mga mas nagkaka-attract po yung content marketing sa mga clients natin para lalo na po yung mga kilalang personnel or celebrities, mas na-market po nila, lalo na pag nagustuhan nila, tapos win-win situation po. Kapag gusto po nila yung product, tapos magpapadala po ang company sa kanila, tapos i-endorse po nila sa kanilang mga followers, mas nagkakaroon po ng attraction sa buyer. Then create a viral content that links with website. So like ito po, kapag po normally po nagkakaroon na ng viral post, so mas nakikita po ng tao yung mga products po na yun. Unlike before po kasi, kapag po yung sa mga TV, lumilipas lang po siya. Then through multimedia formats, the attention of a different public is attracted. So ito po. Tapos meron din pong sabi dito na mas mataas po yung kinikita natin in terms of content marketing. So it serve different purpose and have a distinct characteristics. Traditional publicity focus on reaching wide audience through controlled messages, while content marketing emphasizes on creating valuable, engaging content to build a relationship and provide lasting value to targeted audience. So it depends on the goals and strategies of a business and the combination of approaches may be used to achieve a well-rounded marketing strategy. So bakit nga po ba is content marketing is important? So next slide po. So content marketing is important for several compelling reasons. It serves as a fundamental strategy of businesses and organizations in today's digital landscape. So number one is audience engagement. So this one of important of marketing content is provides a means to engage in content with your target audience. By creating valuable, relevant content, you can capture their attention, hold their interest, and foster meaningful relationship. So the more po na marami kang engagement, the more po na nakita ng mga tao yung product or yung minamarket mo pong produkto. So the next one po is education and informative value. So in this one po, content allows you to educate your audience about your industry, products, services, and related topics. It positions your brand as valuable source of information and expertise. The number 3 po is trust and credibility. Consistently delivering highly quality content builds trust and credibility with your audience. When people trust your brand, they are more likely choose your products or services over competitors. So syempre po, ito pong sa trust and credibility, malaki din po yung natutulong dito yung mga influencer or yung mga known person po like celebrities or yung mga ngayon po is sumisikat po sa mga social media. Kasi po, pag nakikita po na ng mga tao kapag po ini-endorse nila tapos marami silang followers, parang mas nagkakaroon po ng credibility yung products na ini-endorse nila. So marami pong na bumibili, marami pong nag-idolize doon sa product na yan. So the next one is lead generation. Content such as ebooks, webinars, and white papers can be used to capture leads and grow your customer database. This provides a pool of potential customers to nurture or convert. So like the example of this one po is like this Canva po and LinkedIn. So ito po kasi ito yung parang modernized na ginagamit po na platform ng mga tao para mas maka-adapt po sa nagkakaroon po ng modernization dito ngayon sa atin. So mas modern po yung nangyayari na mga nilalabas, mas ginagamit po ng tao kasi ayun po yung isa sa mga ginagamit po na mga natataon po ngayon. So yung mga iba po na mga Wattpads po, hindi na po masyado siyang nagagawa kasi medyo attracted na po yung mga yung mga tao po sa mga bagong mga application na naka-adapt po ng modernization. So search engine visibility. So well-optimized content can rank high in search engine results. So driving organic traffic to your website is reduce the need of paid advertising, increase your online visibility. So nakita niyo po dati, 'di ba po, kapag sa YouTube, kapag nagpi-play po tayo, sobrang tagal po nung advertisement. So ngayon po, nakakatulong po ito, yung content marketing, para ma-optimize po yung high search engine result natin para hindi po magkaroon ng traffic yung mga website. So malaki po siyang factor. Then the next one po is sales and conversion. So content can be tailored to guide prospects through the sales funnel. It can inform, persuade, the ultimately lead to conversion, contributing directly to revenue generation. So the more na marami pang nakakita, so mas marami pong sales and conversion pong nangyayari. The number 7 po is brand awareness. So regularly publishing content across various channels increases brand visibility. When people consistently encounter your content, they become more aware of, familiar with your brand. So the more po nakikita ng mga tao or napapublish po yung mga content creation or content marketing po, mas po nagkakaroon po ng awareness na yung mga tao, unlike before na kapag hindi nagtatanungan, paano bang alam mo to, nakikita lang natin sa dyaryo, sa TV. So ngayon po medyo mas mabilis na po yung cascading of information natin. So mas mabilis po ang brand awareness sa mga customers natin. Customer retention. So content isn't just for acquiring new customers, it can also support customer retention. Providing ongoing value to your existing customer base keeps them engaged and less likely to churn. So syempre po, the more po nakikita ng mga ng mga customers na okay po tayo sa marketing, sa content marketing, sa social media, mas po nagkakaroon po ng customer retention. So hindi po agad-agad yung mga customer natin nag-acquire ng bagong mga products. So nagkakaroon po sila ng loyalty doon sa brand natin. The next one po is cost-effective marketing. So content marketing can be cost-effective compared to traditional advertising. So it offers a scalable approach that can be adapted to various budget and business sizes. So nagkakaroon po ng cost-effective kasi po, unlike po dati, nagbabayad po tayo sa TV, sa mga dyaryo, bawat market po natin ng mga product. Ngayon po is yung mga company nag-invest sa app, so yung app na lang po yung mini-maintain nila, or yung mga platforms and yung mga po sa social media pinatay up nila para ayun na lang po yung babayaran nila. So nagkakaroon po ng cost cutting or nakakatipid po sila doon sa content marketing na ginagawa. So the last one po is thought leadership. So through insightful and well-researched content, you can establish your brand as a thought leader in your industry. This can lead to opportunities of partnership, speaking, engagement, and collaboration. So sa the more po natin, like for ngayon po, nangyayari ngayon is the more po nakikita ng mga tao sa social media yung mga content marketing natin, the more po nagkakaroon ng possible partnership investors yung product natin. Pag nakikita nilang maganda, gano'n. Halimbawa po nito is yung mga beauty products ngayon na nag-uuso ngayon sa social media. So the more po na nakita nilang na maraming gumagamit, maraming nagpapakita ng effective sa kanila, marami pong nag-iengganyo na maging distributor, marami pong nagpo-franchise. So mas malaki po yung network ng investment sa company dahil sa content marketing. Okay po. So ito po is content marketing po naman talaga is very important sa atin kasi napaka-versatile po niya and cost-effective, di ba po? And result-driven approach to marketing that helps businesses achieve their goals. So ayun po, the next one po is the types of content marketing. Next page po. So types of content marketing is encompasses a wide range of content types that businesses can use to engage their audience, build brand awareness, and achieve their marketing goals. So this type of contents po is katulad po ng social media post, shortly timely updates and engagement. So mas ito po yung in-demand sa atin. Mas mura po kasi mag-maintain, magbayad magpapa-load lang tayo, magda-download lang po tayo ng applications. Makikita na po natin agad yung mga update. So, kahit hindi po update sa product, lahat po ng mga bagong news doon sa social media nakikita na natin. At nagkakaroon po ng possible ideas po yung mga company. Ano mga yung mga dapat nilang ilabas na mga products para nakasabay doon kung saan yung mga need ng mga tao. Kasi medyo po sa social media post, mas nakikita po nila ano yung mga kailangan. Nagkakaroon po sila ng mga ideas doon, bawat post ng mga tao. Then sa videos po, sa video content, engaging visual content for tutorial, storytelling, and product demonstration. So katulad po ito ng YouTube. So marami po tayong nag-video content para po nag-product review. Pag nakita po ng mga tao na okay naman yung mga sikat na mga nag-video content, mas nag-engage po silang bumili. Lalo na po yung mga followers nila. Nakita nila, ay maganda pala yung product. And ebooks, in-depth guide and resources. So like nga po tong ebooks na to, marami na pong lumalabas na ebooks. Dati po Wattpad, 'di ba po? Ngayon yung mga LinkedIn, yung mga kanya-kanya pong nagkakaroon na rin po ng kanya-kanyang ebooks yung mga may-ari ng mga libro dati. So ngayon po hindi na po sila nahihirapan mag-market. So dati po ang bilis-bilis lang natin. Ang tagal-tagal po dumating ng mga in-order nating books kasi ginagawa pa, piniprint pa. Ngayon po, automatic po, nasisend na lang sa through email natin or nada-download po natin through the applications. So mas na-access po natin agad yung mga kailangan natin. So yung podcasts, ibig sabihin po, isang example po dito is yung Spotify. So kung lagi po kayo nakikinig ng mga musics, so ito po yung mabenta ngayon, yung Spotify po. Para siyang YouTube na minsan may sounds lang, minsan wala, minsan may video po pala. I mean, ayun po yung parang nandun po yung in-trend ng mga musics natin na ginagawa. So at the same time, kapag hindi ka po nag-avail sa kanila ng application, may mga patalastas po na lumalabas doon bago po mag-proceed yung tugtog. So ayun po yung mga isa sa mga strategy nila in terms of content marketing. So ayun po, yung about sa newsletters naman po, ito po naman kasi yung mga ginagawa natin, ay nakita natin sa emails natin. So regularly po to kung nagkakaroon po ba kayo ng mga subscription or nagkakamali tayo mag-click, nag-subscribe natin. Ito po yung na-receive natin out of nowhere ng mga newsletters para ma-market din yung mga product nila. Or minsan po nakukuha po nila yung mga emails natin, yung mga personal information natin. Kaya napapadalan po tayo ng newsletters. So for the webinars po, katulad po nito yung mga webinars, ginagamit po natin na platform is Zoom meeting. So ito po, isa din po yung Zoom meeting sa mabili po ngayon na ginagamit po na platform for the webinars. Tapos ito naman po sa memes and GIFs. So ito po yung mga kino-comment natin, ginagamit natin for the Facebook. Tapos nakita po natin na meron mga product din na doon na may mga memes and GIFs na napoproduce. So nakikita natin na mas lumalawak yung marketing side ng mga products natin ngayon. So next po. So ano po ba yung benefits of content marketing? So content marketing benefits businesses in many ways when done right, and effective content marketing strategy can. So it will increase online visibility. So a content strategy can help you attract more customers and website visitors, especially when people are constantly looking for solution to their pain points. Offering educational, informative content about a topic they're interested in can help you increase visibility online through your website or social media account. So the more yung ito po yung isa pong benefits ng content marketing, ito po yan, yung online visibility. So mas nakikita ng mga tao, i-research na lang po yung mga kailangan nila or ano po yung mga review doon sa product na kailangan nila is makikita na po kaagad through content marketing. So mas na-access po nila lahat ng bagay dito. So madali din pong maka-provide ng mga information na kung kailangan po, kung suitable po ba sa kanila yung product na yon. Then the next one po is generate more leads. So ito po is you can increase leads when content marketing is used to drive traffic. Since educating customers build trust and helps them feel more comfortable purchasing from your business, you can generate more leads and start develop relationship with your potential shoppers. So ayun nga po, the more po na nakikita po ng mga tao doon sa social media, the more po na may mga possible na or nag-generate po ng mga leads. So ito po yung na-educate yung mga customers, so mga potential po na makikita po nila na comfortable sila at makakapag-purchase sila doon sa product po na yon. Then the third one po is boost loyalty. Loyalty is essential in marketing and business because the more loyal your customers are, the more repeat purchases they'll make. Offering content that informs consumers can help them begin to build the trust with your brand and see as thought a leader. So normally po kasi ngayon yung mga content creator na nakita natin sa social media, usually po yung mga legit po na mga content creator means ano po sila, yung iba hindi po talaga minsan nagpapabayad. So continuous lang po muna lang ginagamit yung product bago po nila ilabas sa sa kanilang sa content. So pag like for example naging okay po yung product sa kanila, nagkakaroon po ng ng loyalty doon. So possible po magi-engage po yung company sa kanila, nagpo-provide po ng sponsorship doon sa product. So ayun po yung nagkakaroon ng boost loyalty. The last one po is improve authority. So developing content is deal of improving authority and becoming a thought leader in your industry. Not only does content help you build trust, but it can position your brand as the most authoritative on a particular topic. So ito po is isa din po sa part ng benefits ng content marketing. Ayun po yung sinabi ko kanina, mas mabilis pong makapag crowdsourcing yung mga company. Ano pa ba yung kailangan nilang i-improve? Ano yung mga reviews na kailangan nilang i-apply or reviews result para doon sa kanilang produkto. So madali po sila maka-adapt doon. Next slide po. So ayun po, how to get started with content marketing. So content marketing can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be naman po, diba? Successful content marketing campaign should be manageable and sustainable. So through these steps, so identify your audience. So first po, kailangan po pa talaga nating ma-identify yung audience natin before tayo gumawa ng content marketing. So hindi po siya maging effective kung yung isusulat natin or yung in-identify nating audience is hindi po siya suitable doon sa ginawa nating content. So kailangan po natin first talaga na malaman yung particular audience or yung mga prospect natin na mga tao na gagawa ng content marketing. The next one is determine the right formats. This right format corresponds with stage of the sales cycle you're creating content for. So another improvement po nito sa consideration includes what formats will be best help you showcase your value. For some, this will be a video, for others, or a checklist. So ayan po, determine the right format. So bago po sila gumawa ng content or magsimula po ng content marketing, nagdedetermine muna po sila ng sales cycle palagi. So para po maging alam po nila kung ano po yung pagbabasehan nila. And parang parang yung determine of right formats po kasi isa din po sa nagsisilbing checklist ng mga companies yung content marketing. Then the third one po is determine how you'll distribute. So ito po is bago ka po you will post content on your site, email it to or print it for an event. So normally po kasi bago po nila i-post doon sa social media, nagkakaroon po muna ng review or binibigay po muna nila sa mga deliberation or parang company convention bago po nila ilabas sa audience or sa mga tao sa social media. So, choose formats that make sense for example, parang dapat nakatugma ito doon sa article na naka-base kung ano po ba yung kailangan nilang i-produce na produkto. Then it will parang mangyayari po, it will magiging buyer's guide para po magkaroon sila ng good follow-up ito a pitch po ng product. So that part 1 po is choose a sustainable schedule. So once you know who your target readers are, the best formats for every stage is the sales cycle. So you need to plan or short-term plan like 3 to 6 months na it's easy to develop a content marketing plan that's overly ambitious. However, the plan is you decide you should have content elements you can realistically build based on your budget and resources. Keep track of how long it takes you to create each piece of content so that you can build that time into your schedule. So ayun po, the last one po is follow best practice. So compelling content is clearly written and doesn't contain jargon that only you and your peers will know. It also should include detail how to advise a short, relevant, actionable piece of content is best. So para po magkaroon tayo ng magandang content marketing, kailangan po natin mag-compel sa mga content clearly written. It doesn't, parang dapat po hindi ma-jargonize yung mga bagay, yung mga content natin doon para po hindi din siya magkaroon ng misunderstanding doon sa mga actionable na kailangan natin gawin for the content. So part po ng content marketing, kailangan mo din po aralin yung SEO. So ano po ba yung SEO? So search engine optimization. So sinabi ko nga po kanina na ito po yung kinagandahan ng content marketing kasi nagkaroon po ng ganito dahil sa you can boost your efforts with search engine optimization. So this SEO effort is very important po, and for the prospect types ng mga search engine that na you need to look for the company. Okay po. Next one. Next slide. Ayan. So we will proceed po doon sa what is influencer partnership. First po, I will begin po muna doon sa attention grabbing quote palagi, influencer marketing where authenticity meets influence. So, naniniwala po ba kayo sa quote na yan? Lagi ko po kasi naririnig yun in terms of nagkakaroon po kami ng webinar. So, in terms of sa social media market po namin sa trabaho ko po. So we need to sabi nga po nila doon sa influencer marketing, the more po na marami pong followers yung tao na yon or na-influensyahan yung tao na yon, the more po na naniniwala or nagkakaroon ng influence po sa mga tao yon. So ayun po. So an influencer partnership is collaborative relationship between a brand or business and an influencer. Typically on social media platforms, influencers are individuals who have established credibility, authority, and significant following in a particular niche or industry. It also includes bloggers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, artists, and other social media content creators for the influencer partnership po. Some consumers are more likely po, diba, to buy when they get recommendations po from a person they trust. So, at nga po yung sinabi ko sa'yo, the more po na ina-idolize or nag-feeling po nila na may trust po sila doon kasi very sikat po sila, very famous. The more po nagkakaroon po ng recommendation na bumili po yung mga followers. So ayun po yung mga normally po kasi yung mga celebrity. Kaya po yung mga nakikita niyo ngayon, yung mga nagkakaroon po, nagma-market po ng mga product ngayon is normally yung mga artista na. Kasi the more po na panghatak po sa mga tao yun, na the more po na marami silang followers, mas maraming mga tumatakbo po sa kanilang mga companies na mag-endorse sa kanila ng produkto para i-post nila sa social media, ganun po. And also po, they inspire din po their audience and influence their buying behavior. So makakabili po yung mga tao. So the rise of social media influence has had a profound impact on consumer behavior in recent years. So medyo po, ito po yung malaking epekto sa atin sa marketing. So nagiging advantage po siya. Social media influencers are individuals who have gained a substantial and dedicated following on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and others. Their influence is reshaping the way consumers make purchasing decisions in several significant ways. So, may iba't iba po silang mga ginagawang mga marketing or paano po nila i-market yung mga product po ng mga company. So yung iba't iba po, minsan po nagkakaroon ng collaborative ideas po yung company between artists. So nagkakaroon po sila ng mga photoshoot, video. Tapos po ipopost po nung sariling brand ambassador nila or celebrity para po mas mag-engage sa mga tao. So ano po nga po ba yung type of influencers? Next slide po. So the 4 types of influencer is number 1 is mega influencers. So ito po yung mga million na po yung followers sa social medias. So different social medias po na platform na makita mo na talagang ang dami po nilang mga nanunood, nagpo-follow, marami nagla-likes, nagko-comment. Mas nakita po itong engaging, mas makita po ng mga company na mas makakabenta yung product nila once yung influencer na yun is ganito po karami yung followers. So mas malaki normally po yung binabayad. Then the number 2 is macro influencers. So ito po yung 100k to 1M followers. So ito po yung second na nilalapitan po ng mga company. The third one po is micro-influencer, 10k to 100k followers. And the last one po is nano-influencer, which is meron pong more than 10k na followers. So the next slide po. So what are the benefits of influencer partnership? So access to target audience. It will reach a highly specific engaged audience, leverage influencers, followers to tap into niche markets. Then it will increase the brand visibility among your ideal customer demographic. The second one po is credibility. So we borrow trust and authority from the trusted influencers, benefit from influencers' expertise and industry knowledge. That last po is boost your brand's reputation reliability. So sa authenticity po is establish a genuine continuation with your audience, create relatable unfiltered content which resonates, showcase your product or service in an authentic context. Then the last one po is content creation. Access a treasure trove of creating content ideas, leverage influencers, storytelling skills for engaging narratives, enhance your content strategy with diverse user-generated material. So next slide po. Steps to create influencer partnership. So we have these key steps in building influencer partnership. So number 1 is goal setting. So we need to define clear objectives for the influencer campaign. Determine what you aim to achieve, whether it's brand awareness, sales, or engagement. We need to establish KPIs to measure success, such as reach, conversion, and engaged rates. The influencer selection, identify influencers whose values align with your brand. Consider factors like audience, demographics, reach, and engagement. Evaluate the influencer's content style and authenticity. The third one po, the third one steps is negotiation. Reach out to selected influencers with a compelling pitch. Discuss terms including compensation, content requirements, and timelines. Collaborate a mutual beneficial agreement that outlines responsibilities. Then the fourth one po is content creation. So we work closely with influencers to develop content ideas, provide necessary brand guidelines and key messages. Ensure that the content maintains authenticity and resonates with the influencers audience. So the fifth one is the promotion. Coordinate the release of influencer-created content, share it across your brand's social media channels. Encourage influencers to promote it on their platforms as well. Then the sixth one po is tracking and measurement. Monitor campaign performance in real time, track key metrics and KPIs to evaluate success, and analyze data to gain insights and make adjustment as necessary. So by following these steps po, you can establish effective influencer partnership that align with our goals or the company goals and drive meaningful results from the brand or from brand itself. So the next slide po. Content marketing, and can you hindi po nakita ata yung nasa gitna. Sorry po. Baka po sa PPT. So content ito po kasi yung difference ng content marketing tsaka influencer partnerships. So hindi sayang po hindi po nakita yung picture, but okay lang po yun. The content marketing po is brand create their own content. They share it on their own channels. It can be seen as more promotional. It takes time to build trust. Then the other side po for influencer partnership, brand works with influencers. Influencers share content with their audience. Content is seen as more authentic, provides access to influencers trust. So ito po, makita niyo po dito kung ano po yung difference ng dalawa. Pero in summary po, content marketing revolves around the creation and distribution of brand-owned content, while influencer partnership involve collaborating with external individuals who have influence over specific audience. Both strategies have their strengths and can be complementary in a comprehensive marketing strategy. Next slide po. So the next topic is measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns. So measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaign involves evaluating the impact and performance of marketing efforts that utilize multiple channels and tactics to achieve specific objectives. Integrated campaign aim to create a cohesive and consistent message across various platforms such as digital advertising, social media, email marketing, content marketing, and more. So these strategies po, their strength can be complementary and comprehensive marketing strategy. So this effectiveness measurement help assess whether these efforts are meeting predefined goals and provides insight optimizations. So makikita po natin paano po ba natin malalaman yung mga key effectiveness ng measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns. For the next slide po. Next slide po. Key aspect of measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns. So number one is clear objectives. Before launching an integrated campaign, establish a clear and specific objectives. These objectives should be SMART, specific, meaning of SMART is smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So it will align po sa broader business goals and objectives might include increasing sales, boosting, and brand awareness, generating leads, or improving customer engagement. Number two is key performance indicators or KPIs. So it will identify po and define the KPIs that align with your campaign objectives. KPIs can vary widely depending on your goals, but may include metrics such as website traffic, conversion rates, click-through rates, social media engagement, customer acquisition cost, and customer lifetime value, and return on investment or ROI. Third one po is the data collection analytics. Implement tracking mechanism and analytics tools to collect data from all campaign channels. This may involve using platforms like Google Analytics, Facebook Insights, email marketing software, and customer relation management or CRM system. The next one po is attribution modeling. So we understand how different touch points or channels contribute to conversion or goals. Attribution models can help allocate credit to various interaction along the customer journey, such as first touch attribution, last touch attribution, or multi-touch attribution. The fifth one is cross-channel integration. So we assess how well different marketing channels work together and complement each other. So we evaluate whether there is synergy among channels or if there is where integration can be improved. Number 6, A/B testing. Conduct A/B tests or split tests to compare the performance of different campaign elements such as creatives, email subject lines, landing page designs, and messaging. This helps identify which variation are more effective in achieving goals. The seventh one is customer feedback and surveys. So gather qualitative data through customer feedback, surveys, and interviews to gain insights to the campaign's impact on brand perception and customer satisfaction. So the next one is return on investment. So we calculate the ROI by comparing the total cost of the campaign to the revenue or other tangible benefits generated. Determine whether the campaign was profitable and whether it delivered a positive return. Post-campaign analysis. After the campaign concludes, conduct a comprehensive post-campaign analysis to assess its overall effectiveness, compare the actual results to the initial objectives, and identify lessons learned for the future campaigns. So the next one is reporting and communication. Present the findings and insights in a clear, concise manner using data, visualization, reports, and presentations. Communicate the impact that integrated campaigns to stakeholders, team members, and decision makers. So the last one po is iteration and optimization. Use the insights gathered from the measurement efforts to refine your marketing strategies and tactics for future integrated campaigns. Continually improve is essential for a long-term success. So measuring the effectiveness of the integrated campaigns is an ongoing process po that helps organization make data-driven decisions, allocate the resources effectively, and achieve their market objectives. It also ensures that marketing efforts are adapted and optimized in response in changing consumers' behavior and market dynamics. Next slide po. Ayan po. What are the benefits of measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns? So number 1 po is data-driven decision making. So by analyzing campaign performance and KPIs, organization can make data-driven decision rather than relying on intuition or guesswork. So this help in allocating resources more efficiently and effectively. The next one is improve campaign performance. It will measure allows for the identification of what's working and what's not in the campaign. So malaman po natin dito, and that this information can be magagamit po ma-optimize yung strategies ng campaign. It will also refine po ng messaging and allocate resources to the most successful channels and tactics. Then the ROI assessment, measuring the effectiveness of integrated campaigns, help also to calculate the return of investment. So knowing the ROI allows business to determine whether their marketing efforts are generating a positive financial return or if adjustments are needed. The next one, alignment with objectives. So campaign measurement ensures that marketing efforts are aligned and predefined objectives and goals. So it provides a clear understanding of whether the campaign is on track to achieve these objectives or if adjustments are necessary. So the fifth one is resource allocation. So business can make informed decisions about where to allocate their marketing resources. Like for example, if one channel or tactic is delivering better results than others, it makes sense to invest more in that area and potentially reduce spending on less effective channels. So the sixth one is customer insight. So integrated campaign measurements often involves gathering customer feedback and survey data. So this valuable information provides insights to customer preferences, perceptions, and behaviors, which can inform future marketing strategies and product service improvements. So the next one is cross-channel optimization. So we integrate the campaigns involve multiple channels and touch points. Measuring each channel's performance and their introduction helps to identify the opportunities for better integration and alignment of messaging and strategies. The next one is continuous improvement. So regular measurement encourages a culture of continuous improvement within an organization. So like for example, team can learn from past campaigns. So they apply the best practices and avoid repeating mistakes again. So the next one is budget accountability. So measuring a campaign effectiveness helps marketing teams be more accountable for their budget. So this demonstrating a clear link between spending and results can justify marketing investment or to stakeholders and executives. The second one is competitive advantage. So staying vigilant about measuring campaign effectiveness organizations to stay competitive, understanding that work and adapting to market changes ensures that business remains agile and responsive. So the next one is maximize customers engagement. So by measuring these customer engagement metrics, such as click-through rates, open rates, and social media interaction, organizations can tailor their messaging and content to better engage their audience. So the last one is risk mitigation. So campaign measurements allows organizations to identify potential issues early on. So makikita po nila kagad or mag-mitigate po nila if may mga mag-occur po ng mga issues. And it will if a campaign is not performing as expected, it provides po an opportunity to make mid-course correction or minimize the negative impact of the business, or possible po is papalitan. So in summary po, measuring of the effectiveness of integrated marketing campaign is essential for optimizing market strategies. So we need to achieving objectives, ensuring a positive return on investment. It helps organizations also to make a data-backed decisions, improve performance, and stay competitive in today's dynamic marketing landscape. So next po. Thank you po. That's all po pala.
Okay, so thank you so much. No? Again, the integrated marketing communication plan strategically combines key elements of the marketing mix in order to efficiently promote brands to target customers. No? So the IMC plans encompass the integration of several marketing tactics, including the advertising, no, public relations, and promotion through social network platforms, among others, with the aim of generating awareness about products and services within the intended target demographic. The integration of several brand communication channels rather than their isolated use is employed not to enhance the exposure of a specific brand and ultimately generate greater profits for the business. So the effective execution of an IMC plan is contingent upon a comprehension of the target audience, particularly in regards to their desires and anticipation. So in order to foster brand loyalty, it is imperative that your product surpasses the expectation of buyers. So understand the potential advantages that your brand could offer to end users. The effective and sensible integration of many components of the marketing mix is crucial for achieving desirable outcomes. And the process of mixing must be executed within the utmost precision and attention to detail. So when placing an advertisement in the newspaper, it is essential to ensure that the product specifications are readily accessible on the organization's website. Additionally, it is advisable to show banners and hoardings at appropriate location to maximize visibility and reach. So an integrated marketing strategy combines many marketing tools in order to effectively communicate a consistent message to a broader target group. So the effectiveness of an integrated marketing strategy is in its ability to generate brand recognition among a substantial users. So syempre dapat we examine various constituents that contribute to the efficacy of integrated marketing strategy. Cover the customer focus and cooperation, database communication, leverage, and profitability. What else? So as I mentioned, it's important to understand the advertising, which this will be the form actually of community that aims to promote and persuade individuals to purchase or engage with. We have, of course, sales promotion, direct marketing, personal selling, and so on. So the process of personal selling encompasses a series of sequential steps, initiating initial contact, finalizing the transaction, public relations, and so on. What else? So when it comes to integrated approach, we consider the content sharing as what our presenter discussed, engage in interaction, audience targeting, brand visibility, measurable results, and feedback loop. Because the implementation of the integrated digital marketing social media strategy allows organizations to establish a unified online identity, efficiently interact with clients, and successfully attain their marketing goals within the digital firm. So when it comes to the content marketing, we need to consider some key points, value-driven, building relationship, storytelling, visibility and authority, and sabi nga ni presenter kanina, SEO enhancement. For the influencer partnership, siyempre yung audience reach, sabi nga niya dapat 10 to 10,000 and above. The authenticity of variety of content, targeted approach, trust and credibility, amplified reach at the same time. So ano pa ba? The assessment of integrated campaigns efficacy necessitates the utilization of both qualitative and quantitative data analysis techniques. And these tools enables marketers to evaluate their methods, make decisions based on data, and enhance their techniques to subsequent campaigns. Okay, so I think that's it.